Hello. I was in my kitchen and it's such a cold day out. And I felt like something nice and hot to eat. And then I went into my refrigerator and realized, oh my gosh, I need to go to the grocery store. But it's about, 20-minute drive. And I thought, you know what? I'm good with spaghetti. I love spaghetti. You can fix anything with it. And I thought this might be an interesting time to share something. Because I went into my food stores and like probably a lot of you, I don't know about you, but these jars are all dated from 2013. They're perfectly fine. I preserve a lot of food. I always think ahead. This is parsley, but it's a real good thing. Especially, I'm reminded of the story of Joseph in the Bible. When he was in Egypt and he had that dream and he was told, there would be 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. So he was instructed to store up grain for his household, and for the people of Egypt for that time. And so I always thought it was a good idea to think ahead because you never know. These are cherries from 2012. Oh my gosh, I remember when I took advantage of all the sales on cherries back then, and I immersed them. I boiled them and then had them in, I didn't boil them. I actually infused them with Frangelico because I love that hazelnut liqueur. It's really good. And so those are delicious, but and they're great to make crepes with too. But raisins, you can put back raisins and dried fruits. They stay good forever. 2013, this is chicken from 2013. It's all perfectly sealed and perfectly fine. It's a ham, and then I have kale, which I've been having in my green juice, and then bouillon, chicken bouillon. As long as you suck the air out of everything really good. Those are apples. But I find that it's a wonderful way to have a hot meal. When you want to have something, and you might not have the room. Like I don't have much room here in my mobile home, but I do have. I picked up this cute little closet, and I put a lot of my jars back. These are the larger mason jars. They're all about the same size, but I've got my spaghetti sauce and apples and carrots and just a whole lot of goulashes and a mixture of things. There's peaches and you can put anything back that you like, and then but you have it for a rainy day. We've been having a lot of rainy days lately, and you never can tell what tomorrow brings. And so I think it's a good idea. What I might do is I've used my water bath canner so much, so I need to get a brand new water bath canner, but I do have the other one. I could maybe do a couple of episodes on how to can things because it's a lot of fun once you learn how to do it. And I've tested all my jars, and so far my jars, it's when you open them, it's like the day you first canned it. I kid you not. It's been a wonderful thing. I get all excited when I open it up and you cook it all the way through, and then you find that it's just as delicious as the day you made it. That's a real, that's a real comfort to know. But these little jars of jam, I did not make these, but I picked these up at the 99-cent store a few years back, and I've opened them up, and I tell you, they're a really, really wonderful thing to have. So I've enjoyed that, but I thought it would be a good idea to share that with you just in case, you're in a situation where, the prices of food is going up, and you've thought about, using ingenuity and coming up with ways of putting some food back. There's two things I recommend. Well, three things actually. A water bath canner, and the other kind of canner where you can heat the foods through to 242 degrees or whatever, I forgot, for 90 minutes to make, like, for sauces and things like that, for spaghetti sauces and anything with meats, but also you can get a dehydrator, is what I wanted to say. A dehydrator with at least 10 trays. That way you can dehydrate a lot of fruits and vegetables. You can also make powders out of creamed soups, like cream of chicken or cream of mushroom. You can lay that out on trays and actually dry them until they become powders. That way you always have a lot of food that you can prepare when you run out. Sometimes you run out of stuff and you just it's just nice to have a little supply of that lying around, especially dried fruits. You cannot go wrong with putting back some dried fruits in mason jars, because that stays good for years and years. And when you dry food, when you dehydrate them, it does not lose the nutritional value. You know, you dry it at a low temperature for several hours. I like to dry spinach and kale and collard greens, because in a down situation where food is hard to come by, you want to make sure that you're still keeping your health good and intact. And greens are very necessary and nutritious, and when you pulverize them in a blender, once they're dried, they can make a nice powder. You can sprinkle a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons in some chicken broth, you know, and you have nutrition. And that's a very important thing to have in a situation when we experience a recession or down economy. So I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to put it out there. You know, I'm always looking for ways of you know, helping somehow, because the time calls for it, and you never know. You just never know when you might need to you know, think about alternative ways of making sure you have enough for you and your families. Because especially if, you know, I'm by myself, but I mean, there are families with young kids and stuff, and you certainly want to be able to provide a hot meal for them. And so I find that if you've got plenty of pasta, or if you have wheat in its original form, and get like a little mill, so you always have a mill handy, you can make flour out of, and then you can make your pasta, or you can make tortillas or something like that. It all works out very well. But I think I will be putting some videos out there that show how to create meals in jars, or how to can or preserve foods. Like applesauce is one of my favorites, because I think it goes great with anything. I especially love it with hot oatmeal cereal. And that's another way of preserving. Oatmeal is a wonderful thing to preserve. You can grind up, you know, the oats in a blender, make powder out of it, and make a flour, oat flour. And you can add cinnamon and a little salt and maybe a little nutmeg, and you can, you know, have some dried milk. But you can save that by the bucket. That way you always have a full bucket. That provides so many meals. And I think when you combine it with a little applesauce, that's a real lovely combination. I love that combination altogether. So I hope this helps. I wish everybody a really good day. And over and out for now. Bye.